Fernando Alonso with an impressive effort in the qualifying. Fernando, I was trackside, and one thing that is absolutely obvious is that you have made a lot of fans at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with your efforts thus far. There was a tremendous roar, and not only was it a good time, but you put the time up when the conditions were probably not the most favorable. Talk about it.
Yeah, I think the day was smooth for us. I think this morning when the weather came in, definitely put a little bit of stress on everyone, and obviously you have only one attempt, one shot, so you cannot get it wrong. So yeah, we tried to put the run together. I think it was not perfectly okay in terms of balance, in terms of driving myself, that I keep learning on this format. So yeah, useful run today, useful lessons. So tomorrow I will try to do better and find more speed.
Questions?
Fernando, you've competed against Sebastian Bourdais when he raced in Formula One. I don't know if you had a chance to see his crash, but what is your reaction to that vicious crash that he had earlier?
Yeah, well, definitely, that's the most important thing of today, that Sebastian is okay and he seems to be okay. So, yeah, definitely, I was doing the interviews when the crash happened, so I need to see it more precise what happened. It seems that the car went loose into one, and he lost control, unfortunately. But yeah, as I said, he seems okay. I know him from F1 time, and also yesterday we were talking in the casino in the event all together about the cars and about how he feels here and how fast he was on Friday, and he's still very fast today until up to. So yeah, hopefully everything is okay with him, and quick recovery, and welcome him back here at the track as soon as possible, if not tomorrow, in the next days.
Fernando, with the rain before the official qualifying started, everything was delayed. How was the grip level? I mean, all the rubber thing was washed away. Had to be grip built up again. Was it difficult to drive?
Yeah, it was difficult. I think the grip was not as high as on Friday, as on yesterday, so I felt the car a little bit loose today and more difficult. I think it was the same for everyone, especially the first couple of cars, So I think my timing on the qualifying was not the best. I think now at the end with the cooler track, the track was faster, but definitely was better my time than the first guys, So when I saw Juan Pablo, being the second car out there and things like that, definitely I think he found the track quite bad. So I was in the middle, so let's say that I was lucky, and today it was all about being in the Fast 9. So we did it, and tomorrow is the real thing. So let's see.
You said there's more to come tomorrow. What do you actually need out of the car? It's just a question of trimming it back a bit more. Is there a balance improvement you want to get? And also, how aggressive are you going to be in shooting for pole position tomorrow?
I think both. We need to review the downforce level. We adjust anyway the downforce level to the conditions. So today, definitely when we ran, it was quite hot in that moment, quite sunny. So we see tomorrow what the conditions exactly are at the time we are running, and we will decide on which level of downforce. On setup change, probably I think we can do small tweaks to the setup to make the run a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more consistent, hopefully. And also on my side, I need to now get back to the office with the engineers, listen to Takuma, to Marco, to Alexander, what they feel, what they do corner to corner, how they prepare the tires on the warming lap, etc. So useful thing that I will learn today, tonight, and I will put tomorrow on the track.
Final question.
Fernando, when you compare this qualifying attempt to other races where you've qualified in Formula One and other forms of motorsport, how does the difficulty of what you did today compare to what you've done in Formula One and other forms of motorsport?
I think similar. all qualifyings are tricky. You know, I go to my go-kart place, you know, and when I have put new tires, you know, and I have 15 kids watching me and with a timer on the hand. It's very tough, you know. So every qualifying you do, you know, you go against the physics of the car and the physics of the circuit in that particular moment. So it gets stressful, it gets difficult, tricky, but at the same time, you know, huge adrenaline when you cross the line.
Congratulations, Fernando. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, Scott. Scott Dixon joins us. You got a water, Scott? You okay? Need water? Okay. Scott, I was taking a look at the 9 who are going to move on. Obviously, you joined the ranks of former winners. Fernando is a world champion. We've got a couple of drivers who absolutely, right down to the last lap, almost won this race. So there's some pretty normal guys. Was that the group of drivers you looked at when you thought, here's who I got to beat to get in that top group?
I think it was kind of a lot more of the unknown. You know, you see big numbers during the week and people that are fast. The one that actually obviously stood out to me throughout the whole week was Bourdais. So obviously thinking of him and hope he's doing okay. It was definitely a big hit, and you know, hopefully he should be fine. But I think he was definitely going to be the one that had a clear advantage, I think, over the rest of the field. So you know, feel bad for that. But yeah, you know, I expected maybe Hunter A to be a little better and some others to be a little better, and you know, some that got in that maybe we didn't see as well. So it's, you know, today doesn't mean a whole lot. You know, tomorrow we'll come back. I think we were in the tougher kind of conditions. Track temp was definitely very high when we did our attempt, and the sun was out. Definitely cooled off a lot with the ambience and the downtime with the crash. So hopefully that will help us close the gap a little bit for tomorrow when we run at similar times. But yeah, definitely the usual suspects in some ways, I think, that we saw out there. But yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully the weather holds off and we can get the run in.
Scott, with the team's shift from Chevrolet to Honda, were you surprised by the fact that Carpenter's guys and Will were the only guys up front with Chevrolets?
We're always surprised about the Carpenter car. They run a very odd configuration, and it runs very fast. You know, almost race level downforce. It's quite interesting to watch, and you know, Ed's fantastic around this place. You know, and has been on the pole many a times. They do a hell of a job at this place, and actually a lot of the tracks that we go to throughout the season. So definitely happy for him, but you know, hopefully we can overcome that you know, tomorrow. But you know, I think we only really see it from you know, the side that we're in with Honda right now, and we know that this is a track where, at least with the Aero kit, it's on more of a level playing field. You know, whereas the short track ovals and our road and street courses, we have a pretty hefty disadvantage that we have to try and make up. But Honda and HPD, everybody's been pushing extremely hard, and it's so far it's been decent. You know, but the thing that we're all gunning for is obviously in a week's time. But if we can start closer to the front, it will definitely help.
Scott, for the shootout tomorrow, will there any changes be done to your car to get it faster?
Yeah. Obviously, you know, once we get closer to running time, we'll understand the ambient conditions. But at this place, you know, I think trimming is a big advantage. And you know, if you can run a little more trimmed out, you'll pick up speed. But it's a fine line with you know, degradation and fall off that you get throughout the run. So I imagine our aero configuration will change quite a bit tomorrow if the conditions are a little cooler.
Got Ed Carpenter, and Ed is a close you run there.
Yeah, it was obviously very close to the top 9. You know, we just missed out. It was frustrating to have it be the second last car out. You know, we're waiting for so long and staying up there. And I think, you know, the conditions obviously changed at the end. I think the track got better. So it was frustrating. But yeah, at the moment, we're just hoping the best for Seb after the crash. So yeah, hopefully we hear some better news soon.
Ed, you're giving me the look.
You got the guy asking the questions.
Pretty exciting run for you. I mean, you've been on the pole before, and just talk about your run.
Yeah, it was exciting, a little surprising. I felt like we had a good car all week. I felt like JR, myself, and Will Power were kind of had the most speed in the Chevy camp. Last night when we did our qual sims, I was falling off a little bit, so that was my biggest concern going into the run. I thought I could run a 2:30 lap or 2, but I wasn't sure if I could run 4. Like Ed mentioned, I thanked my 7-year-old son.
Yes.
Last night or Friday when we were drawing for numbers, he was drawing, and I was like, if you could pull, I told him 5, then someone drew 5, and I was like, well, let's shoot for 6 then, and he drew 60, which I was like, well, trying to be positive. Good job, son. You got one number right, and he was the first person I think when I got out of the car because the conditions definitely helped us there.
That was a nice shot, though, with your family.
Ed, I noticed you guys ran without either of the winglets on the rear pod, kind of similar to what you guys did with Joseph last year for his similar top strong run. What was kind of the decision that went into taking off that much downforce?
I mean, it's a process. I think every team has their own process, whether it's, the Ganassi guys, Penske. We've had a lot of continuity in our team, and as we've gotten older and started to get stronger and our development grows, you build up experience, and, I think part of the reason I was really happy after that run, and it doesn't mean anything yet, we haven't won anything, but a chance to win the pole. But it's really a credit to the team and all the work they do. It's hard to make cars fast around here. It happens all during the winter time and preparation coming in. So it's fun to get runs like that, to be able to give them thanks.
Yeah, Ed, how much pause do you take when you see something, a crash like Sebastian's, though, and on a day like this and stuff, and even as a veteran driver, does it make you at least second guess just for a moment anyway?
It takes your breath away. I mean, I was watching it in the garage waiting to come out, and man, that's one of the biggest single car qualifying crashes I've seen around here. As soon as I saw him correct and the angle he was going in at, you knew it was going to be big. Really hoping that he's okay. It was good to see him moving around the amount that we did see him moving around, so hopefully we'll get some good news tonight. But it's things like that happen. I think I love doing this, and I love being here. It's something I'm sure Scott's no different. When you do it for this long and you see a lot of things happen, it's something you talk to your family about, and you're all committed in together. And when you get in the car and put your helmet on, it all goes away. We're out there to do a job and to entertain the fans and to do the best job we can for our team and sponsors. So it does take your breath away when you see it, but when you get out there and get into battle again, it all goes away.
Ed, congratulations for the run. I have a question for your concentration on the run after Zepp's accident. There was in turn 2 a spot which was covered with its white stuff, whatever it was. Was it difficult to concentrate not to hit the spot? I think it was.
I was trying to avoid it just to not get the oil dry on my tires, to not hurt them at all. But other than that, like I said, you've got to block that stuff out and focus on the job at hand and going out. It's hard enough to run 4 consistent laps here when you're just thinking about that. So you just got to zero in.
Ed, Hondas have had this speed all week in practice. Just given the circumstances of the day, aside from having a Chevy engine, but just given the circumstances of the day with the rain, where you were in qualifying and everything, did you think you would have a chance to get yourself in the Fast 9?
I thought we had speed for the Fast 9 most of the days. Last night I wasn't so sure, mainly because I wasn't sure our drop off was going to be good enough. But we kept at it. I was here late working last night with my engineers, and even through the afternoon. So you just got to keep chipping away. But the team did a good job. The car was great. The conditions played a factor, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And we'll see what happens tomorrow.
We'll take one more question. These gentlemen have work to do.
For Ed, because it rained pretty hard, Ed Carpenter, because it rained so hard earlier, did that make any difference in the car when you came out?
I don't really worry about the rain here. You know, some tracks I feel like when they get real green, it makes a bigger effect. But here, for short runs like that, I don't think it's that big of a difference. Maybe if it's a totally green track and you go out for the start of the race, the first set of tires may wear a little more. But you know, for runs like this, and especially as nice as the weather was today, it's not something you really think about. So no.
Thank you very much for coming in, gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow.